On July 20th, 1969, Buzz Aldrin became the second person to walk on the surface of the moon. Since that time, Buzz Aldrin has been a driving force in bringing humanity to Mars. My name is Ben Pearson, and I am the Roadster Tracker. Buzz Aldrin has long been famous for his ambitions to getting people to Mars, but what is his actual plan to achieve that? Buzz Aldrin's Share Space Foundation was created in 1998 with the original idea of promoting space tourism through some kind of a lottery system, with the ultimate goal to achieve humanity making it to the surface of Mars. Some of the first things that he proposed doing was auctioning off a zero-G flight, such as one can get from the zero-G experience here in the United States. Next, as humanity was able to do that, he would encourage suborbital flights, such as Blue Origin and Virgin Galactic will soon be offering with their New Shepard and Spaceship Two spacecraft. He proposed continuing to build the aerospace industry by outsourcing some of the tasks that NASA routinely had been doing up until that time, such as resupplying the space station. And we can see here the Dragon and Cygnus spacecraft on their way to resupply the International Space Station. And even some of the manned missions, such as the Boeing CST-100 and the SpaceX Dragon 2, which will soon take astronauts to visit the International Space Station and even live there for 6 months. These may even be able to take astronauts on tourist missions in the short-term future. He's a big proponent of building a space station that is in commercial hands, such as this one that is proposed by Bigelow Aerospace. Buzz Aldrin's vision for the moon is not what you would really expect from one of the first astronauts to walk on the moon. His idea is that the United States should take the role of the advisor, helping other nations to achieve landings on the moon, and that we should not take a dominant role in that, but rather we should assist other nations in doing this. This is concept art from ESA showing a European space station on the surface of the moon, and this is the kind of thing that he would be in favor of. As for getting to Mars, he expects an international effort will lead the effort to get there, such as the one behind the International Space Station. Buzz Aldrin has one of the more concrete plans for actually getting to Mars. He proposes first landing humans on the surface of Phobos. Why Phobos? Phobos is a much easier target to get to than Mars, and it probably contains many Martian rocks that can be used to get a better idea of what's actually happening on the surface of Mars. Phobos also offers a convenient base to remote-controlled rovers on the surface of Mars. It would be easy to build a habitat inside Phobos that was protected from radiation, where we could control rovers in order to build something on the surface of Mars, such as you can see here in the game Surviving Mars, where the initial missions there are commanded by robots that are sent there to build a base for humans to be able to survive at a later date. As for actually getting there, he proposes something called cycler orbits. Aldrin has a PhD in orbital rendezvous, which is a big part of how he was involved in the early space program. He actually helped to create a lot of the orbital rendezvous systems that were used during the Apollo program. What he has discovered is that there are certain orbits that you can send a mission from Earth to Mars on a regular basis, and the spacecraft will cycle back and forth between Earth and Mars. By so doing, you can have a relatively large spacecraft that only needs to be restocked on supplies and change of astronauts in order to land on the surface of Mars, and it would make that transportation phase between the two a little bit easier. And the video that I'm showing here shows how this might work. Let me know whatever questions or comments you guys have about this or any other space exploration programs, and let me know in the comments what you think of Buzz Aldrin's plan. It's definitely one of the more interesting things that are out there, and I really think that he's thought through some things and really set forward the direction that NASA has taken over the last 20 years since the creation of the Share Space Foundation. Thank you very much for joining me on this journey, and until next time, keep on tracking. Take care.